Another sunny day has come and gone away. In Paris or Rome, I wanna go. Hello and welcome to WBNS 10 TV. I'm Aaron Martindale.
And I'm Sarah.
Our top story this hour is actually about our fellow co-host. Whoa, my cell phone's going off. Anyways, our fellow co-host Sarah Martindale has been caught in the act of reading.
Indeed, Aaron. As many of you know, there are several fun summer reading programs that go on in the summer, and one of them, it's not really a program which I'm partaking in, but I've been reading up on John Wesley and his travels to Georgia and also his preaching in England. We are now on chapter 2.
And also this hour, officials have discovered that Aaron Martindale has been filling out applications, some of them legal implications, which could affect his status at Camp Idrahaji this summer.
Yes, Aaron, we did catch this Mr. Martindale in the act of reading, just like Miss Martindale. He was reading his application forms, but he was not filling them out. We also discovered he was reading them shirtless. We assumed it was because he would not be able to take his shirt off while at Camp Idrahaji.
Well, I was trying to read.
Moving on from Aaron, we found Josiah cooking in a skillet. What did you find with that, Aaron?
Officials have discovered there are multiple skillets, pots, and pans, some even numbering in the hundreds, buried beneath a house in southeast central Ohio. The EPA was called in earlier today, and they discovered, quote, a menagerie of smelly, fumous, gaseous, and even hazardous wastes from these crusted pots and pans, and they discovered that this is the reason for the smelly Martindale household.
Yes, Aaron. They also, it had been suspected that maybe it was the cats that had ventured over from the neighbor's home to live under our house, well, under this said Martindale house. But no, it was the pot which Josiah had cooked his omelet on. They call it gourmet omelet.
And speaking of cats, this just in from earlier today, the 12 o'clock newscast, you might have seen that TJ has been trying to steal food from Tigress. Officials have been monitoring this situation at all hours of the clock. Yeah, it's an ugly situation, Sarah.
It is, Aaron. We have witnessed battle wounds all over poor Tigress. His eyes are scarred up, his paw, he's been limping around like he's been wounded on his left paw.
And doctors have even taken in a few of them for questioning and for nursing.
Meow. Meow. And speaking of animals on our farm, the goats. There is a mother goat and a baby goat which live in the little shed beside the garage. The mother goat's name is Darlington, and the son is Patrick because he was born the day before St. Patrick's Day. However, St. Patrick, well, ADHD Patrick as he is often referred to, is like a, quote, adolescent teenager.
Yes, they have been sending in the news crews, so to speak, and some of this footage is so gruesome we can't even show it on air, but all we need to say is his mother is in heat. Enough said.
And not much in the news, but rather this is old news. Josiah still continues to drive a truck with a tire in the back. This tire landed in the back of his truck when he had an accident and decided to keep the tire. We don't know why.
Yes, officials have discovered that it's been over 2 years that this tire has laid dormant in his truck, weathering many storms including floods, thunderstorms, and even a few tornadoes. And now for a human interest story. Josiah Martindale has been prepping his muscles for the game. And we're wondering, could this game be marriage?
Maybe it could, Aaron. Maybe it couldn't. But yes, he was caught by the paparazzi. He was lifting weights. He did allow them to get within inches of his muscle. But as soon as they tried to touch it, he called in the cops.
Yes, and they're even suspecting that perhaps he's been planning this marriage for a few months. They had something in the tabloid about it just a few weeks ago. Not to be unprofessional, but did you read that?
I did, Aaron. It was rather humorous, but
anyways,
it was the tabloid, so we do not know what we what we can believe.
Yes.
And the mother of the household still continues to prepare her famous Italian chicken. It roasts in the pot roast. She leaves for work, puts it in, and when she gets back, the whole family sits around the very large dining table and eats their Italian chicken.
That sounds pretty good.
I think I might smell it too.
Oh man. Also in the news, Abba is trying to heal his knee by walking. Sources have been quoted as saying that he's walked as far as Michael Owen's house and even to John. Who's the John that lives around here?
John Wesley?
No, not John Wesley. John Young's house. John Young, yeah.
He also has been reported to walk up to the graveyard and back, which is a rather steep incline, and it is quite a progress for the knee surgery, which he went into back in February.
He could not be reached for comment because his iPhone doesn't have unlimited calling.
And last in the news, Aaron has been witnessed finishing off the cereal. Yes, folks, this is a tradition that has been a source of contention for many years in the Martindale household. But he is caught finishing off the Cinnamon Toasted Oats.
And they were good.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm Aaron Martindale.
And I'm Sarah. Have a good night.
Another sunny day is coming, gone away, and there's so wrong.